This is going to be real easy because I already have the scope I need. There is a weird scope that you need to find because you are going to run into so many of these sleet stack creatures. I call them sleet stacks because of Land of the Lost that I watched back in the 70s. They're the creatures that go... You can hear them coming. It's pretty terrifying. I think they're the scariest monster in here, except maybe one other that's giant monsters, you know. But, so I'm going into this room. This room's quite terrifying. I love the design of this. This horror design is amazing. This sort of hybrid mental health doctor sort of basement brain surgery stuff. I've always loved that. If you want to see a good movie, go watch my movie called Screechers on my channel. It's a deep, dark horror feature film that I made way back when, and I actually crawled around inside of insane asylum basements to shoot a lot of it. And it looked a lot like this. Their art direction is amazing. I'm tapping everything with my knife. I'm kind of checking it. Ooh, there's a dead dude. This is an important part of the game. He's got a little card that you need to be able to move around. I do have some spoilers all through my videos because I don't know. I'm just trying to show you how to get some things done. I'm going to use a different gun. See that scope right there? That's the one that you want to find. It's different from the one you can buy. See, if you look through it, you can see that it's ultraviolet light. It's like heat sensor light, whatever you call that, night vision-y type thing. So whenever something's warm, which really a zombie shouldn't be, then you can see the hot spots. And earlier, probably about 2 chapters earlier, you find a little flyer written by one of the guys that's on your team, and he basically says the only way you can kill these guys is by using this infrared looking stuff. Don't forget to look around a lot. There's a lot of good little hidden stuff in here, and poke around on everything. I wonder if that would blow up if I shot it. I think I do try to shoot it, and I don't know. It's nice to know where explosive things are. Almost every time I go into a room, I look around really carefully to see if there's any barrels of oil that I can blow up. I look around really carefully to see if there's some kind of hissing, steamy sort of oxygen thing that I can knock over. That will help you kill some of these guys. These guys are so hard to kill. If you don't have that thing right there, you are in big trouble. So I'm going to show you where to get that. Mark where I show you on the map and go get it, because oh man, if you don't have it, you're in big trouble, because there's going to be at least 20 of these guys, and they're almost impossible to shoot. If you don't have the infrared thing, you can't see the plagas, or whatever they call it, the little creatures. You can't see those inside. So you hear that? That's such a scary sound to me. That means he's coming, right? So I'm looking around, making sure he's not coming behind me. Ooh, that's scary. I'm getting ready. I get my knife out. I get everything I want to get. I always tend to, I love those. Those are great bullets. They're super powerful on the 45 gun. Get that gun and soup it up. There he is. Run away, run away. Alright, so I get kind of, I don't know, I sort of wanted to lead him back into this operating room and get him close to that big kind of jug of explosive stuff, but he didn't really follow me that far. I guess he was limited to certain rooms he can go in. So you're going to encounter tons of those guys. So in a minute here, you'll see where I find that scope. You have to kill 1 or 2 of them before you can find the scope that I'm using. So kill 1 or 2 of them. So you just have to shoot them in all different quarters of the body if you don't have that scope. You know, you like shoot them in the legs, in the head, in the arms, or whatever. And if it kind of blows up and leaves a big hole in him, then you know you probably hit one of the plagas. And then you just got to hit like 2 or 3 more of them in order to kill him. And he'll kind of explode. You don't want to get anywhere near him because he shoots spikes out. Terrible. You know, it's fun to fight these guys and lose a couple times because you learn so much every time you learn. Every time you do it, just don't feel bad if you die a bunch of times. Who cares? You know, they have good reset points on this game. It's not like you have to go back 10 hours of gameplay. You just go back like 10 or 12 minutes usually. So see, so that's those things are like the second most scary, third most scary monster to me. So they walk around a lot after you kill them, but you don't have to worry about them too much after you kill that octopus deal on his head. Stay way away from that. That's very easy to get hit by. I find that I tried to use my knife on them a lot. Once in a while I win, but very rarely. I haven't really seen how much damage they do when they hit me. I'm going to pay attention to that someday. Alright, so I'm wandering these halls. I'm trying to find Ashley. Of course, look in all these cabinets. You can't really see through the dirty glass, so you have to kind of break a lot of windows. Merchant, that's fun. I'll come back to him probably in a little while because I don't really need to buy a lot of stuff. I'm kind of burned out on the shooting gallery. I did pretty well on it. I never really completed it. Let me know if you get a bunch of money when you complete it or something. I don't know. I got a little bored with it. I like looking around for scary zombies. So get close to everything. You'll see little dots show up. That drawer back there I pulled open earlier when I walked through. So now I kind of go into the security room and Ashley gets taken away. I saw her get taken away earlier. So I'm starting to hear the horrifying sounds again. When you hear those, man, you gotta be on the lookout for Mr. Spiker with his plagas. I'm kind of going back now. I want to show you where I found the scope. So I want to get to this one spot where I haven't been. That is where you'll find the scope. See that? Mark that. So look for that spot. Don't worry about finding Ashley. If you wait forever to get Ashley, it never really matters. It's not going to speed up her death or anything like that. You can just let her sit there and yell for you for a long time while you look around and take care of business. Okay, I hear Sleet Stack. There he is. Oh, crud. I always get so terrified. I'm thinking maybe I should just go out of the door and shoot through the door, right? Maybe that's a good idea. So I'm going to get my scope up and ready. Here he comes. So we'll see. He should be able to come. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I had one of those explosive things, and that damages him a lot. If you do that, it really makes it a lot easier to kill the guy. So see how you have to kind of... oh, he jumped at me. That is so freaky when he does that. He's so close. He actually hit me there, and I have to fight back. And I think that killed him when I kicked him, which is unusual for him. Nope, there he is. See, he kept jumping, right? Now he's laying on his stomach, so I can't see the plaga on what side he is. So when you first see it, try to memorize where the white spots are. Otherwise, you're just going to don't shoot too many bullets. Just shoot one bullet in each little section of his body and try to hit the plagas. So there's that little card that I found earlier on the dead guy. Now this is where you will find that beautiful scope that you need. And I'm obviously scared to go inside there because you can't go inside actually. You have to get the card back out. You're going to need to reprogram it in here and use it on another spot in order to get Ashley out. Spoiler alert. I should say spoiler alert before I give spoilers, right? So here we are in this freaky room and one of those dudes comes alive and you're pretty much... I don't think you can even get out of there. Maybe you can. I didn't really try. Maybe I should have tried more. But I'm taking nice, good, careful shots and then staying away from him. I got him. So that's probably the best thing I could teach you is find this scope. Let me show you where it is now. One of these guys may come alive. I think it was him that comes alive. I'm going to break some glass there because I can see there's stuff inside there. Well, yep. Did I get it? Yep, I got it. Oh man, those dudes are freaky looking. What the heck is all this stuff? I love it. Look at the design. I tried to grab that thing. I had no idea what it was. It looked kind of cool. Couldn't grab it. So now, back in here. Well, not yet. Not yet. This is still not quite the right place. Oh, that's good. There it is. So it's telling me that something opened when I pushed that red button. I forgot that I pushed that. I always push everything. no big surprise. So I'm going to reprogram this card, take it with me so I can get Ashley out in a minute. And now I am getting ready. I'm loading back up because I know I might see another one of those guys. Alright, so now I need to go into this next room. This is where you're going to find the awesome little treasure here. And I actually have two of them, and I sold one back to the merchant because I had two of them. So there it is. Infrared scope. From now on, you're going to be set. You're going to be safe. It's the same as the one I already have, so I'm going to sell it off because this is the second time I played the game, right? That's the only reason I can tell you all this junk. It's because I played it the second time now. I played it in a couple months because of this awesome Oculus VR. Oculus 2 is what I'm using. So there it was on the map. Go back and look at that if you need to kind of memorize where it's at. Where it's at. Two turntables and a microphone. Where it's at. Two turntables and a microphone. Okay. Can I get copyright for this? Okay, let's get through this door. I can't even remember what's behind here now. Alright, I'm kind of up in this area up here now, trying to get closer to Ashley, so I really need to start looking around and get to her instead of wandering. Although wandering's pretty fun in this game, you're in no big hurry, just kind of enjoy the adventure, right? Enjoy where you're at. I knew this guy in film school, his name was Luis, and he taught me a valuable lesson about life. He was editing a film that he was really excited to work on. Some famous person was coming to the film school to talk to all of us. And all of us were scattering and running out of this cool little house we had where we did all our editing. This was at BYU. And we all left, and Luis was still working on his movie, and I stopped and I said, "Hey man, aren't you coming to hear such and such famous dude talk to all of us?" And he paused and took a deep breath, and I'll never forget what he said. He said, "You know, Mellon, I'm having fun right now. I may have fun there, but right now, I'm really having a good time. So I think I'm going to just stay here." And I liked that idea. You don't always have to go chasing after something more fun than what you're doing right here and right now. Almost everything can be fun, can be enjoyable, right? Okay, so these guys don't really come up for a while. And if you use this claw thing, it's pretty dang funny. You can pick one up and dump them down into the trash pit. The trash pit reminds me a lot of the trash pit that Luke Skywalker gets trapped in Star Wars, you know? They're down in there in the trash thing, and the walls are crushing in. They're trying to stop it with big metal bars that are getting bent. And then to make matters worse, there's that freaky little creature down inside the water that has a one-eye periscope type thing, and it drags Luke underneath, right? I tried to break that window with my knife, but you have to shoot it, I realized. I'm not quite sure why I shot the window. I thought maybe I wanted to shoot some of those guys before they came up and tried to get me, maybe. So that Star Wars scene is really famous for one screenwriting reason. A lot of people say that that's what's called the major setback in Star Wars. In every film, in every Hollywood film, you will notice that there's a moment at which everything seems lost and there's no way out. One thing I like about the shotgun is I can shoot 2 or 3 people at once. It'd be cool if I could jump through this. I tried to jump through it, but I guess it's too high. So when I oh crud, watch out. Is he gonna sprout? Oh, thank goodness. Alright, so once again, it's a pretty violent game. I apologize, parents and whatnot. I don't know how to justify it. I don't know how to explain it. But it is a beautiful, fun game to play and very challenging at times. So, what I was saying about Star Wars is it is I don't know, it's a moment where you're supposed to think there's no way out, this movie's over. And it's called the point of no return. And the deeper you can put your hero in that hole, usually the better movie you will have, okay? So remember that. If you're ever telling a story or writing a story, get your hero in the deepest, darkest place you can get them. Make it, put as the worst obstacles you could possibly, inventory's full. The worst obstacles you could possibly put in their way. Get them in a deep, dark, dungeony despair moment, and then they have to muster all their strength to get out of that predicament. And that's when they become the hero after that, right? Okay, so I'm watching this. This is a section that's kind of fun here. There's not a lot of puzzles in here. The puzzle's pretty easy to solve. You just need to aim some lights at a door and the door will open. The one thing I think I would probably show you here is these bugs are really easy to kill. Maybe in the harder version they're harder. There are a few holes above you in the caves that they come down through, so be careful about those holes. You want to look up a little more in this game. You can kind of hear them coming. You can hear the fluttering of their wings. That helps a lot, right? So run around, push some buttons like that, and then you'll see things move. I'm not even looking at that. I'm gonna get that. I'm looking at my grenade there, probably because I'm worried a whole bunch of those dudes are gonna be coming pretty soon. So I think I need to move one more light. Yeah, maybe that's open now. Yeah, there's one more button I think I need to push to solve this puzzle. I love the water. I keep trying to find gems in there, and I hear rumors that there's things hidden in the water, but I've never found much, except one time when I shot a lantern and I had a treasure map. Always buy the treasure maps. It's really fun to find them. So these guys are taking 2 shots now. So that's pretty crazy. One thing I like is my inventory doesn't usually get full if I am collecting bullets. Well, not bullets, more like gems and money. You can collect those forever, right? So already I've got a pretty good stash of stuff. I'm going to just kind of use some grenades. That's why I was pointing at it. I just use a bunch of grenades, and then I can collect more stuff before I leave, and then there comes a point at which I just have so many grenades. They're a little hard to use. They take some practice, you know, and you have to have 2 hands to pull the pin and throw it really well, but not always. Many times when I was down in the basement and creatures were chasing after me, if I had 2 or 3 creatures, I would just run and throw a grenade behind me as I ran, and it actually worked pretty well. I'd hear an explosion, I'd look back, and a bunch of the monsters would be dead, you know. Alright, so I'm looking around in all the caves, I'm hearing skitters, so that makes me pretty nervous. These are pretty easy creatures to defeat. You'll meet a bunch of them in other places in the game. Some pretty creepy looking moments where they come from giant larval kind of monsters they'll come out of, like 20 or 30 of them. They always drop these cool little triangular shaped gemstones, which are worth a decent chunk. He's going to take 2 shots. I bet I can hit him with my knife and save more bullets, but my inventory's full, so I don't really care too much. So, a couple shots on those guys. I should just hit him. Oh, that's the one. I should just hit him with my knife a couple times. Alright, so you want to look around a little bit. There's a couple things that are in the shadows that are a little bit hard to find, so keep your eye out for that. Nice. Got myself all healed up. The more herbs you mix, the stronger your healing power will be when you eat one of those things. Keep an eye out for eggs, right? They'll heal you up too. Anyway, this was kind of a fun section. Wasn't very scary. It's a good one to play. Not too challenging. I wonder if this gets a lot harder in advanced. Someone want to tell me if you do advanced, are there just more monsters? Are the monsters a lot harder to kill? Are the monsters faster? I notice the zombies are always kind of slow when they're running at you. Fast zombies are more terrifying, right? Good. See how I'm able to collect things because I've cleaned out some of the stuff in my inventory now. All right, so I think this section's pretty much done. I don't really see anything else I need to do. Health myself up. All right, let's get out this door and see what else is up here. Beautiful place, though. Look down in those crevices when you get a chance. I'm always amazed at how things look so... Oh, I grabbed bullets instead of my thing. I did that a lot when I was fighting the plagas down in the basement. I kept grabbing bullets, and then I would disarm my gun for a second, and then monsters could catch up with me. So if you're going to do your bullets, do it practice it a lot, and get ready to change them fast and change them quick. Don't... Oh, that's nice. Look at that. Man, that's beautiful. Oh, this section's very interesting. A little bit of timing, and then you have to watch for a switch that will turn some things off. So I'm going to get right up next to it, and then as soon as it lifts enough, I'm just going to run through, you know. But not too far, because there's other ones that'll pound me further up. So I'm cutting through, I'm going to stop. There is a switch on the left side here that will turn off one of them, otherwise you can't get through these next three. I tried it about 5 times and kept getting squashed. And when you get squashed with this thing, you're just dead. There's no, like, get squashed twice. These just, you're gone. So look on the left as you're heading up, and you'll see a little switch. There we go. See 1, 2, 3. There's no way. I don't think there's any way you can get through there unless you find this little switch right here. Now, I swear the first time I went through this, I shot something and stopped those things from pounding, but I don't know what I did. Maybe I need to go back and throw that switch again. In the comments, somebody tell me what you need to do to just stop these things from pounding. I think I did it once. Maybe I shot a lantern. Here I just am being stingy and don't want to waste any bullets, but maybe that's what I did. Somebody let me know in the comments how to get these things just to outright stop. So if you didn't pull that lever right now, you'd be squashed, right? So I'm out of there. I look back. I try to find out, is there a switch or something I could have gotten in order to quit those things from pounding? I can't think of any reason I'd want to go back down there. I've already scoped out all the treasures and stuff. So anyway, tell me if you figured that out. I do think there was some kind of switch or something I could shoot, or shooting the chains. I don't know what it was. I thought I stopped it once. You know, when you go into a real room as a police officer, I don't know much about it, but you're supposed to enter the room and clear the room. You look to the left, you look to the right, you look above, and make sure nobody's nearby you. All right, so there's some more hints on how to do some junk. I hope that helps a little bit. Sorry about all the spoilers, but there's sometimes it's really hard to solve these puzzles. It's good to have a little help and a little guidance from a nice old man like me, 53-year-old guy playing these silly games. But I am a storyteller, and I need to study storytelling, and I like to write scripts, so maybe I'll be writing scripts for movies like this, games like this for the rest of my life too. I really enjoy it. Hopefully you guys are using your writing too. Writing is one of the coolest things you can do. It's very enjoyable. Telling stories, right?